What's up, YouTube.com? It's your boy, John McGarrett. It's another little Christian commentary here. And the thing I want to talk about today is a thing called trust. And maybe I've made a video about this before, but I just want to rant about it again because it just came up in my Bible reading video. That simple concept is trust is everything. The entire world is built off trust, and trust is the number one thing that the human experience relies on to exist. You need to trust everything. And the Christian faith is no different. It is actually more important in the Christian faith. Actually, it's the same importance because, like I said, it's the number one thing that we use to operate everything. Like we trust our bodies to operate how they operate. We trust doctors to do their job. We trust um, supervisors to watch employees so they don't mess up the product. Get as the food goes on the shelves. We trust that a lot of people are doing what they're supposed to. We trust that the law will punish those who break the law. We trust that manufacturers and regulators will regulate cars so that when we get in them and turn the key, we do not explode, or that when we press our brakes down, we will stop the car. We trust that like those who are with us will, those who are we are with our spouses will love us and have our back even when we're not there and remain faithful and loyal to you. That's trust. You'll trust that your kids, your kids trust you to provide for them every single day, or else they will die. That's trust. It's just trust is everywhere, so much so. Then people like to pretend that trust isn't the most important thing. That especially from the secular or atheist point of view, they trust in things that they believe are that you can test and see, and then pretend because you can test something and prove that the pattern exists, that it can never be broken. So therefore, science is infallible because you can test it and observe and create a perfect world around science because science is so hard, and it's matter of fact, and it never changes, and interpretations based on experimentation is a perfect way to observe the world around us. But like they don't take into account that you need to trust the scientists to make the right observations, the right experimentation, all this other stuff. And it's eventually it all still just boils down to faith, the word they hate, and trust. Trusting in, having faith in the people who are conducting scientific experiments because nobody, I've heard somebody else say this before and it was a genius. I think his name is Jonathan Peugeot. I think it was. But he says that you do not do the scientific method every single time you're going to do something because if you trust in science, you're trusting that the scientist people are doing their job. So you're having faith in them without evidence of them continuing to do their job correctly, to do the science thing correctly. You don't live in science. And this is probably like a whatever, I don't care. I was gonna say this is probably talked about a lot and I'm just like repeating stuff from like a lower tier um in the whole conversation, but I don't care. This is just a rant. Um but you don't live your life testing every single thing before you do it, the scientific method to show that it's going to work over and over again. I mean, you do through living life, but you still need a little level of trust. And if you didn't use that trust, you'd be extremely inefficient in living and you'd probably most likely die because you would be so inefficient because you would have to test everything, which I feel a lot of people do. There's hesitancy, skepticism, like the way society is, it moves more secular. It is like more, in my opinion, harsh of things that break the norm because the norm is the thing they trust to act a particular set of ways, and then when you act out of that norm, you harm people's safety in their mind. So I don't know. That seems about it. Trust is everything. Um, so it is a silly argument. My conclusion is it is a silly argument to use against Christians for what they believe in. They trust God because a lot of reasons. You trust science because of a lot of reasons. And it's just a stupid argument to base all of your criticisms against Christians when there's a lot of other ones. You can go after hypocrisy. You can go after a lot of other different things. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.